Hi everyone, look what I have here. This is the JOI Book SK3000. What's interesting about this laptop is it comes with a Snapdragon 850 processor instead of an Intel or AMD processor. So this is a Snapdragon processor with Windows 10. It has 4G LTE. It's always on. So this is an interesting laptop that you can get for yourself or even for your children. For nowadays we are working from home or we are studying from home. So this is very great, interesting. It's a small laptop. Let's look at how the design is. It's full aluminum and plastic, but it's kind of light. I'll get to the specs. I'll show up the specs later. And let's look at the design first. There's nothing in front except the lift here, and the side you can see is just one headphone jack. There's nothing behind, and there's only one Type-C USB here. That is the power delivery. That's where you charge your this laptop. So it's basically like a large tablet, but a Windows 10 laptop. So now let's look at the bottom. So you can see here is design engineered by JOI Book, assembled in China, and this is the local MCMC logo. This is a local Malaysian laptop that is brought in by the brand JOI Book, and it's brought in by SNS. So the brand is called JOI Book. I'm very glad that the local enterprise is doing this kind of hardware. So what's interesting here is there's a opening here which you need to unscrew, and it allows you to put in a micro SD as well as a SIM card. So let's look at it and the specs, and let's see how it looks like. So this is the power brick that comes with it, and it's a Type-C power brick, and it's Type-C to Type-C cable. You can see here. So for the sake of comparison, this is a 12.5 inch laptop, and then this is a 14-inch laptop that you see here. So that's 14-inch, and if you compare it to a Samsung Tab, this is a 10.5-inch tab. That's the size difference you're looking at. So you can see. So looking at the full specs, it comes with a Windows 10 Pro. Imagine this small 12.5-inch laptop is Windows 10 Pro. Beats a lot of bigger laptops, right? So it's Windows 10 Pro. Reason is you need to connect to your office network, which is you are working from home. You still need a Windows 10 Pro. You can't run away from that fact. So it has a Windows 10 Pro for you to connect to your network, including the school network. So it is the correct specs that you can get if you want to work from home or study from home. And it has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 850 processor, which has an integrated Qualcomm A630 GPU, and this is 12.5 inch Full HD IPS display, which means it's 1920 by 1080 pixels. So, but it only comes with 4 GB of RAM. So it's only 4 GB of RAM, which is very little for Windows. Windows recommended is actually 8, but it comes with 4. So I will need to run a test on this. I would think that if you open a few Chrome tabs, you'll be out of memory. So, but good thing is it comes with 128 GB, 128 GB flash storage 2.1. So don't worry, you can expand the storage, which there's a SD card slot behind. So it is 4G LTE Nano SIM with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5.0. So the front camera is a 2 megapixel front camera, but it's right at the bottom, so you can look at all your beautiful nostril hair. So do trim your hair if you're going to use this laptop. Comes with a 4200 milliamp hour battery. Oh, it's kind of huge, right, for this size. And it comes with a USB Type-C and a audio jack. It's 1.05 kilograms weight. Well, that's light, so it's at least 1 kg that you're getting out of this. So you're gonna ask, there's only one port here. There's only one Type-C port. I can't charge and use other accessories. How about a mouse? What about a USB dongle mouse? I can't plug in. I have to use Bluetooth. So you use Bluetooth mouse, but the good thing is apparently they gave me this as well. So you probably need one of these, which is a 4-in-1 USB hub. Let's open it up and see how it looks like. So this is a wonderful thing to have if you're using this laptop. It's tiny, and what we have here is a Type-C and a USB Type-A. Then you have the HDMI, so finally you can do some presentation or connect to your projector at home. And this one goes to your charging port in the laptop, and you have the auxiliary jack, so you can do audio in as well, and you have audio in. So this is how it looks like at the side. Right. So this is probably an essential travel unit that you need to get, but it's still light. So the maximum brightness I measured is 250 nits. So the size is about 200 at the edges, but the center you're getting 250. So let's turn it up to 50%. So the speaker sounds a bit tinny, we expect, because this chest is pretty thin. It's only like not even 12 mm. So it's very, very thin, and lacking of any bass from the speakers. So this is at 100%. So just to give you an indication of how this speaker sounds like, if you're used to listening to a recorder, this sounds like a recorder. So there's a minimal bass inside here. It's mostly very mid to treble. You get a lot of, because it's aluminum chassis, and you get a very tinny sound out of this. Okay, and then the switching, you can see the time that it takes to switch over, because I'm doing the installation for World of Tanks. I'm gonna try this to run this, and that's why the 4 gig of RAM, they could put 8 gig inside. Maybe they should put 8 gig inside this, and you'll probably do very well with the setup. So let's do a benchmark on the 128 GB SSD, and let's see how fast it goes. Right, respectable speed for read, it's above 900 Mbps, but the write is a bit low, it's about 190. So we'll run a benchmark, and this is a 4 GB memory, it states here, and then it shows this Snapdragon 850 at 2.96 GHz. It's one processor with 8 cores. Base frequency is 2.75 GHz. So this is the Geekbench score. On the single core is 490 and the multi-core score is 1719. So this what you expect from a Snapdragon 850 score on top of a Windows 10. So do bear in mind some applications may not be able to run, being this is a different setup than the usual Windows, Intel, AMD setup. So you have to be mindful that some applications won't run on the Snapdragon. So we'll do a test on the World of Tanks, and it's detected that it can't do medium or ultra. It's only at minimum with all the graphics anti-alias ray tracing off, and it's only running at 1336 times 768 dpi, so it's not 1080p. So it's the minimum setup that it could run. It detected from the demo software that on the Adreno 630 GPU is able to run these specs. So let's do a test and see what kind of frame rates we are going to get. So you can see the resolution is lower, below 1080p, and all the effects are turned off. So it's at the minimal setting now. Looks okay. Let's see when it runs if there's any frame stutter and drop frames. I can't run the frame monitor because it won't launch on the Snapdragon, but you can see it if it stutters. So the water effects you can see is pretty bad. That's not how the water should look like in the full render. So we're talking about lowest GPU setting on this. I'm quite surprised it's still playable. Looks at a bit slight stutter, but you're not getting the best visual out of this, but at least it's still considered playable. So we have a rating of 7,892 for the score. I would expect it to be here, but it got a medium performance rating. But then again, the settings are at minimal, and the pixel is 1366 times 768, and there's no anti-alias or any shading going on. So that's the benchmark for this World of Tanks. So there you have it. Just a look at how the JOI Book SK3000 with the Snapdragon 850 and 4G LTE looks like. And basically it is good as a workflow where you're doing some Word documents, checking your emails and doing your schoolwork, but not as a heavy duty unit, being the graphics. It doesn't have a dedicated graphic card, and you may also face some lagginess because of the 4 gig of RAM instead of 8. But overall, if it's a good laptop for you to carry around, it's because it's 1 kilograms only, and good thing is you charge with the Type-C. You don't need to carry a large charger, and you can take it anywhere you want to go because it's always connected, it's always on, it's 4G LTE, and as well as a 10-hour battery life, which is good for you to go and travel and use with this. So again, there's a quick look at it, and do give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and do have a look at the JOI website. I'll leave a link below as well as where they are selling this, and do follow me on my next video I'll see you. Stay safe. Have a nice day. Bye.